In some programs, it's still what Waseca does to help control our load so we can cut down our peak when we're starting to go up, is we have the dual fuel program. And if you have electric as your main heat source with a fossil fuel backup, you get an off-peak rate, which is 5 cents a kilowatt. And then when our demand for electricity is high, we shut them off, so we don't have to go out to the market and buy expensive electricity, so that saves you guys the cost of the higher electricity. And then your water heater and your air conditioning can also be put on that dual fuel rate, so you're getting the cheap rate, which is about half price year-round. Then the marathon water heaters is another one that we can control on peak electrical need days for the 85-gallon. And that way, usually between the hours of 5 and 10 at night, when everyone's coming home from work, electricity is being used, we can cut the water heaters off, and then you got the 85 gallons to get you through. And that helps us, again, to keep our electrical usage low. And then the 105 is the same kind of a deal where you get the water heater free, and then it heats from 11 at night until 7 in the morning, and then you have the hot water that's stored in there to last you throughout the day. And then the final one we have to help control our load, our demand, is cycled air conditioning, and that when we do cycle it, when we call for control, it cycles on for 15 minutes and off for 15 minutes, and there's usually a 1 to 2 degree drop in your temperature. Then here we are for our energy efficiency, which is that energy efficiency, or Energy Star rebates, and there's various rebates that we do offer, and there's a list here. And so if you ever want one, you can get it on our website, or you can call and have a form mailed to you. And once again, whenever you buy a product, look for the Energy Star label. It'll save you usually about 20% more in energy costs on a yearly basis than a regular one. It costs a little bit more up front, but you're going to save the money and the electricity throughout the life of the appliance. Now here's our new rebate. It's a electronically commutated motor. And these motors are ones that you can put in your furnace. Either a new furnace can have them, or you can retrofit your furnace. And they adjust their speed, so they're not running at full speed all the time. And they can use, they use 10 times less electricity than the standard motors. And you can save $40 to $300 per year, depending on how you do use your furnace fan. And then for our air conditioning and air source heat pump rebates, in order to get the rebates for the air source heat pumps are $300 more than just regular air conditioning, but they both need to be installed by a qualified installer. And how a person becomes a qualified installer is they take an assessment test online, which is free to them, and then if they pass the assessment test, it's about a 20-minute test, then they become a qualified installer in the state of Minnesota. And they've showed that a lot of people that do install air conditionings, they weren't installing them correctly, so the homeowners weren't getting their SEER rating out of their units. So they'd be paying for a 16 SEER, and that's not what they're getting back in their ratings. So then they would actually order the rebate forms, fill them out, and send them into Steele, Waseca, and then you would get your rebate. And then we have several commercial, industrial, and agricultural rebates. And we have a few of them listed up here for milking vacuum pumps, milk transfer pumps, lighting, premium efficient motors, and then we have custom rebates that if you have highly efficient items, that you can get rebates going for those. You can contact Doug Hughes with any of the agricultural rebates. And here's a new item that's out, and I say Walmart had them because I know I saw them someplace, and I went tonight to pick up one, and Walmart does not have them, so I apologize, but these are really unique. You have a master socket or a master plug-in that you put like your TV in or your computer in, and then you have your control plug-ins that you put all the things that go with it, like for your TV would be your speakers, your DVR or DVD players. For your computer would be your speakers, your monitors, your printer. And then when the power to your main item would be the TV or the computer drops down, then the additional items that you have plugged into the control, or not the control, but the additional plugins will shut off automatically. So you just have to turn off the one thing and the rest will shut down. And then you have a couple of constant ons here, so you can keep your satellite or your stuff for your TV that needs to be kept on. There's a couple of constant on rebates. And I did stop, I see Lowe's does have one that's called Energy Smart, which is also a surge protector, and it's the same kind of a theory here, that you have your main one that controls and then your ones that'll shut off when the control one goes down. Okay, and if you haven't done CFLs yet, that's the biggest bang for your buck. That's your energy efficiency at the cheapest, most easiest way to do it. We do have a meter back there that shows how much energy an incandescent light uses, and then you flip the switch over and watch the meter slow down for the CFLs. If you can't find one that you like, try them again. There's different brightnesses, different colors, but they use 70% less electricity, or up to 75% less electricity, last 10 times longer, can save $30 or more over the life of the bulb, generate 70% less heat, which could help you when you're cooling your house because you have less heat being produced, and still Waseca has a $2 per bulb, or up to half the price of the package rebate on CFLs. And here's another fun website to help you look and see the different conservation things you can do at your house and watch the savings add up along the side. And then you can go and take this information that you've learned, see which one works best for you, for your budget, and what your payback is. And this is togetherwesave.com. And then home energy audits are what a lot of people call about and ask, and it's hard to find a home energy auditor. I mean, there's a few out there, but you have to really hunt and pick and choose. And we've had a couple of our customers use and a business called Easy Being Green, and there's in your bags there's a pamphlet from him, and he's offering still Waseca. It's $69 for an energy audit, and then there's a half price mileage than his normal rate. But usually what they do is they go through your whole house, check and see how efficient it is, and then they usually do an infrared on the outside of the house to see where hot air is leaking out, and then they'll do it inside your house to see where insulation may be missing, and then you can kind of seal up your cracks and take care of that. And then for additional costs, a lot of the auditors will do a blower test door, but an average home audit takes about 2 hours.